Hey guys, it's Targon here doing a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to talk about the Doom Tower. Specifically, in this video, I'm going to be covering just basics for getting past the waves. I'm going to do separate videos for all the bosses, but sometimes the waves can be really challenging. I'm not going to cover all the waves, but I'm just going to give you kind of a basic guide for how to get through. This is geared more for players who haven't really climbed the Doom Tower much yet, or who are just feeling stuck and really frustrated and don't like spending a ton of time. So I'm going to show you some ideas that might help you be able to auto some levels. Now, obviously, everybody's going to have a ceiling that they're not going to be able to get past on auto, and then they're going to have a ceiling where they're not going to be able to get past manually. The Doom Tower is really tough, especially as you climb higher and higher levels, but it's not perhaps as tough as some of you might think. So again, I'm going to be using my alt account for a lot of these videos because I want to give you an idea of what the teams can look like on an account that doesn't necessarily have a ton of legendaries and doesn't have a ton of amazing gear. So, one of the first things you're going to want to look for, and I'm going to show on hard for this. One of the things you'll want to look for is things like affinity. Make sure that your team's lining up well. And as you go through the waves, there's all these different champion affinities and different types of champions. So you kind of want to look and kind of gauge what you're going up against by looking at these guys here and seeing what their skills are. But so really what you're looking for though for your team, if you have Syl, definitely use Syl. Especially by the time you're going up against hard, you should probably have Syl, I would imagine. If you're not at Syl yet and you're already hitting hard Doom Tower, great, good for you. She's going to make it a lot easier once you get her, okay? Because she has her passive heal, and you want healing, right? Doom Tower waves, they can hit pretty hard, so if you don't have somebody who's healing you up, by the time you get to the third level, your team's going to be low health. Syl's also great because she stuns and she revives. She can also, one really nifty thing with her is this drop turn meter. So if you're manualing your way through and there's like say one champion that you really don't want to get their skills off, using her A1 to knock their turn meter back a little bit can really help in certain situations. So definitely Syl is great. Some of the other things you want to bring someone like I'll use Stagnite, and I'll use Stagnite on my main account as well. Even though I have plenty of legendaries, just because he does these two skills on one move, and you want both of them. AoE, drop defense, and drop attack. All right, this is going to allow me to do a lot more damage quicker, and I'm taking less damage, assuming these land. Now, you do want to pay attention to affinity. So, like, if I'm going up against a bunch of magic champions, he's going to get a lot of weak hits, so I might use someone like Tayrel. He has AoE drop defense, single target decrease attack. But I'll put him in a relentless set so he can I can try and hit that decrease attack on multiple people perhaps. But so those are two debuffs that you're really going to want. The other thing you're going to want is someone like a Doom Priest. I think Doom Priest, as far as epics go, is kind of like an MVP for the Doom Tower. Doom Priest and Stagnite, two of the best epics for this. Really, the only thing with Doom Priest, her kit is meh, aside from her passive, which removes one random debuff at the start of her turn. And I also am running her in Relentless set, so that way I have a chance to clean multiple debuffs off. So I'll use her against a bunch of the bosses because they'll throw debuffs on. I use her against a bunch of the waves because there's all sorts of debuffs that are flying around. Some of the waves will have like a Mashald or Harvest Jack throwing out True Fears, which are super annoying. So having Doom Priest really, really helps a lot. And it allows you to throw it on auto because she's got that passive heal. So Doom Priest and Syl together can really do a lot to just allow you to keep going through. Other champions you could use is Apothecary. I'm actually going to use Apothecary for this one. And, he can be great because he's, boosting turn meter and everything. I have him set up for Arena because I'm still using him as my booster on this account. But he can be really good. A Sepulcher Sentinel, depending affinities, can be really, really good because she can do block debuffs. So if you don't have a good cleanser, blocking the debuffs can be really good, and she has an increased defense too. So both of those are really, really good skills to have in. And then, you can look at what are some of your legendary champions that you can throw in. So if you're going up Doom Tower hard, you've probably got a handful of legendaries, and some of them are really good for carrying you. So, so I have Duchess, a little spoiled here, because she's sort of the ultimate carrier champion with her block debuffs, her veils, her revives, and she can be really tanky as well. So she's great for this, but I'm going to show you this video without using her. But if you have other legendary champions, you can throw in. Visix can be really, really good. You just want to watch out for, because she has both an ally protect and a provoke, she can tend to go down fairly quickly, so you'll want to have a reviver there to pick her back up when she drops. Again, like I'll use someone like Mashal. So typically, I can auto my way through the first several levels of the Doom Tower when I'm using my epics or my legendaries. But today I'm going to focus on the epics and the rares. I will use Syl for this run just to kind of show you how you can get through it. So I'm going to be using Syl, and I'll just show you her stats. And a lot of people run her in a Relentless set. That's not a bad idea. I might switch her over, but right now I just have her geared for speed and accuracy, and decent amount of defense and health. So she's fairly tanky. She can take a hit. I don't want her dropping. For her, I focus more on the defense than the HP. Some of the other champions I have higher HP. Doom Priest is one of them. So here she's got the 54k HP, but only 2.2k defense. So really, you're looking at HP and defense when you're building champions for this. It can be good to bring in someone who hits heavy, but when we're talking about Doom Tower hard, you've got to stay alive first and foremost. So if I have a bunch of nukers that can't stay alive, when they go up against the big tanky defense champions, they lose. So you're going to want to look at those stats here. For Doom Tower hard, you want to be around 200 speed-ish. And you'll need more accuracy. Doom Priest does not need accuracy, but you want to have probably at least 200 bare minimum, I would say, for the early floors, and then once you're getting higher, you need it to be more like 350. Tayrel is another one I'll use, and again, I'm focusing him on defense. 4,000 defense. You don't need it that high, okay? So Tayrel is one of the champions that I've built pretty well on this account, and he is one of the few that I have a bunch of 6-star gear on. So really look at what are some of the champions that you have that are going to do well on this, and put your best gear on them. You probably do that anyway. And probably by the time you're taking on Doom Tower hard, you're going to have some 6-star gear. Stag Knight, 45k HP, 2.6k defense. Again, close to 200 speed. I need to get his accuracy up a little bit. In some of the later levels, he'll get resisted. So I do need to work on that for him. And Apothecary. Got him with high defense, high speed, decent HP. Ideally, I'd like to get his crit rate up for his heals, but right now I've just put all my best speed gear on him for Arena. Unfortunately, that coincided with some good defense stats. All right, so I'm just going to show you one of the waves. Now, you might not be able to auto all the way through everything, but you can you can just kind of auto what you can, and then you might have to manual some of it. But for some of it is just mixing and matching. So here I've kind of gone with a bit of a variety. I'm using Tayrel and Stag Knight just because Tayrel can get the hits on the Force champions. Tayrel can get the hits on the the Magic champions, sorry, and Stag Knight can get the Force champions. All right, so I'm just going to throw this on auto. And again, this is a free-to-play legendary, a rare, and a couple epics. And the same principles really apply for the normal Doom Tower in terms of what you're looking for with decreased attack, decreased defense, cleansing, blocking debuffs, but you don't need the same level of stats. Doom Tower Hard, you do want to have better stats. As he's still throwing these stuns out, which is really nice, get a little crowd control. The other good thing with a Tayrel Stag Knight combination is that when Tayrel does his AoE drop defense, any champion that has drop attack on gets put to sleep, which is pretty cool. And so you can see why you want to bring lots of healing, because you notice like Syl was dropping a little bit there, but having Doom Priest and Apothecary was really helpful there. Yeah, because these guys are dropping her defense, so. But I've got enough heals and enough speed that I'm cycling through before they're able to take her down, and the crowd control really helps. Now, if you're using Syl, you can use someone like Visix or another ally protector. They will drop, but it does help keep everybody else alive, and then Syl can just revive them. Ooh, that was close. And again, this is where having decreased attack can really be helpful, because it decreases the amount of damage you take. The other thing to pay attention to is that they will typically target the champion with the least health. So in this case, that was Syl. So that'd be a reason why I should probably bring her health up a little bit more, because she's the reviver. So I don't want her being the one that gets targeted. But this composition, it worked for this. The next level, I did try using the same composition on the next level, and it didn't quite make it through on auto. I might be able to manual it, but I won't show you guys that one. But so you see, how you can kind of throw a team together. And so if time is a challenge for you, just try and take some of these concepts, put them together, and run them and see if they might be able to get it on auto. If not, you might have to switch some things up, or you might have to manual through. But if you have to manual through, I would say it's definitely worth it, because look at the rewards here. I'm just going to go to normal. All right. So, I mean, you've got all these rewards, and I know each one by itself doesn't seem like a lot, but honestly, guys, like, this one day is giving you quite a bit in rewards. You got gems, you've got energy, brews, silver. I know none of it seems like amazing, but you add it all up. I mean, this is every day you can do pretty much. So if every day, even if you could just clearing normal, like you do one day, you're getting all this, and then the next day you're getting all this. And eventually, as you go up through normal, the rewards get better and better and better. So some of these, like I just completed a level on Doom Tower Hard, I think, and it got like 150 gems or something from it. So the rewards get better and better as you go up. And so even here on normal, You get a Void Shard here, Epic Book there, Void Shard, Epic Book, another Void Shard. Those are really good rewards that are going to help you progress. So it's worth taking some time and doing this. I would say actually, if time is an issue, after you do your daily quests, before you go on to the advanced quests, do Doom Tower. Do Doom Tower, because you're getting a lot of really good rewards from Doom Tower that eventually are going to actually add up to being a lot better. Plus, you've got these secret rooms that allow you to collect fragments for champions. And I know sometimes it can be annoying because it's only 3 champion fragments per room. So it takes several cycles of the Doom Tower before you can get a champion. But some of these champions are really good and really worth it, even the epics. So on my account here, I didn't have AoE HP burn, and I didn't have Cold Heart, so I was really struggling getting through Spider. But then I pulled, where is he? Akoth, the Seared, from the fragments, and he does this AoE HP burn that now lets me auto Spider 20 no problems. And if you don't know, getting through Spider is really, really important because the accessories sell for a lot more. So you get a champion like this. If you're struggling with Spider, you can build a team to take on the Spider, and then you're able to bring in a bunch of silver, which gives you more money to upgrade your artifacts with. So there's really a lot of reasons to progress through Doom Tower. So I highly, highly encourage you, take a little bit of time and try and push through. Okay? I'll probably try to cover like Doom Tower normal, maybe using like some of the champions I don't use as well that aren't built as well, just to kind of try and get through it. You can get by using a few 50s. You'll probably still want to have like a few 60s to get through it really, but you can get through it with like I think I've used Skathix even at 50 for some of the levels, or I did earlier on in the account. All right, so I hope you found this helpful and informative. Like it and subscribe to my channel if you did. Let me know if there's any other particular levels that you're really struggling with in Doom Tower. I might cover some of the secret rooms, perhaps. I am gonna do videos on the bosses and try and show you the mechanics for each boss this Doom Tower rotation, and I'll show you those levels again probably on this account because I know some of my champions here had pretty good stats, but it's nothing super, super overpowered. And honestly, like my gear is not, I don't have a ton of overpowered gear on this account. So it's sort of like I only have a handful of champions that are like that. So you can build a handful of champions that can carry you through. All right. So hope you liked the video, and I will catch you next time.